Ready? We'll call the Tuesday, November 26th, 2024 meeting to order. Start with roll call.
Councilmember Karen,
Here.
Dumbuya,
Here.
Ross,
Here.
Unslus, Spooner,
Here.
Steele,
Here.
Mayor Bracek.
Here, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the
Flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
All right, I need a motion and a second to approve tonight's agenda if there's no changes.
Second.
Motion by Spooner, seconded by Councilmember Ross. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. We have no presentations or introductions tonight. I need an approval of the minutes of the November 12th, 2024 City Council meeting and the November 19th, 2024 Special City Council meeting.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Councilmember Ross, seconded by Councilmember Dumbia. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. We're on to request to be heard. We have one on the clipboard tonight. Mr. Olson, please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
John Olson. I live at 906 Spring Road in Faribault. I want to start by saying that my daughter and I moved here in an emergency situation after she was nearly kidnapped from her school. We tried to choose, we lived in St. Paul, we tried to choose a smaller, safer place, and Faribault has been great to us. Beautiful, we love it here. I want to talk about public safety. There was an issue 12 days ago. Minnesota State Statute 169.34 regards prohibition on stopping and parking. Prohibitions: a person shall not stop, stand, or park a vehicle except when necessary to avoid conflict with other traffic or in compliance with the direction of a police officer, control device, or any of the following places. Number one, on a sidewalk. That's what I want to talk about. 12 days ago, we were at Domino's Pizza. Never been to Domino's Pizza here. Well, it's busy. We got our free emergency pizza, me and my 6-year-old daughter. She was about to exit the vehicle parallel to the sidewalk. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a light. Basically, she was almost struck by a Domino's Pizza delivery driver driving on the sidewalk, driving way too fast. I attempted to call Domino's corporate and deal with this passively without getting my name out there, with no success. I called the police on Monday and made a report to some officer. She said she would stop by and talk to them and let them know that it's illegal and dangerous and to stop doing it. I drove by the place the next day. They were still parking right on the sidewalk. Even when they don't have to, they park on the sidewalk. Even when it's not busy, they park on the sidewalk. It's a petty misdemeanor. So if I did it, it'd be a petty misdemeanor for some reason. From what I understand, over 12 years, they've been using and parking on the sidewalk. My daughter was almost struck by a 2,000-pound vehicle. It would be a totally different meeting had that happened. I'm sorry, I'm brought back to public speaking. I'm very nervous. I'm trying to remember. So the police officer, I texted her from the number she called me from, and I asked, did you go do this? Did you talk to them? She said, they're aware. I've let them know. I took to social media and I tried to, just say, this is appalling. It's horrible. The police officer told me, keep following up with corporate. Long story short, this is scofflaw at this point. They're just saying to you, something needs to happen before someone actually gets hurt. And if someone actually gets hurt, from my understanding, I've spoken to a lawyer, the city would be held liable if someone gets hurt because you guys aren't dealing with this. I wrote an email to the mayor. I'm sure you're busy. I didn't get an email back. I don't want to be here. I don't want my name in public forum. But I feel very strongly, and I just want to put you guys on notice that if it doesn't change between the hours of 5 and 7 every evening I'm available, I'm going to stand on that sidewalk so they can't drive on it. That's my First Amendment right to do so, and I'll do it until something changes. Thank you. I'm going to go home. So well, I spent most of the day at the hospital. Thank you.
Thank you for coming, expressing your concern. We'll have staff follow up with that. Yep, I don't see one from you, but we'll get it figured out. Okay. All right, we'll move on to consent agenda, item 6A through 6AA. Anybody have anything they want pulled for discussion? Lots of things in there today. Charitable gambling, giving away some money. Very well needed.
Mayor Voracek.
Councilmember Ross.
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda items 6A through 6AA.
Second.
Okay, got a motion by Councilmember Ross, seconded by Councilmember Teal. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Move on to public hearings. Approve currency exchange license renewal. Over to Ms. Schletka.
Mayor, members of the council, this is our annual currency exchange license renewal. State statute requires us to have a public hearing on this, allow for public comment. Once again, have a currency exchange at Central Avenue. Their application has been complete. Their background checks have been done by the record has been found. If approved, then I will send this off.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. Schletka. Questions, Councilmember Ross?
Thank you. I'm just curious. I read the list of things that this license enables them to do. Do they have to have a license to wire money? I'm just curious. Okay.
I don't think so for that. But
Okay. Just curious. Thank you.
had to have a license to wire money. That every bank would have to apply.
No, this is only for people that are not associated.
Okay. All right, if there's no other questions, I need a motion and a second to open the public hearing on this item.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Teal, second by Councilmember Karen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're in a public hearing. If there's anybody that would like to come forward to state your name and address for the record if you would like to talk on this item. All right, I'll take a motion and a second to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Spooner, seconded by Councilmember Dumia. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is now closed. We'll take motion on approving the currency exchange.
Mayor Voracek.
Councilmember Ross.
I'll make a motion to approve the currency exchange license renewal for Anna and Luis De Luega.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion by Councilmember Ross, seconded by Councilmember Karen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Moving to items for discussion, Resolution 2024-223, authorized sale of property located at the southeast corner of the intersection of First Street Northwest and First Avenue Northwest. Over to Administrator Kinzer.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Voracek. This is something that has been talked about in my short time here, and we are finally getting this kind of to the point of completion. So this is the purchase agreement with Community Action Center to purchase the land for $1 to house a new construction project that we'll discuss in the next item. And so City Attorney Scott Riggs has gone through this with Scott Wapata, their executive director, as well as their legal counsel. And the goal here would be to close before the end of the year.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't see it right now, but I know I read in there somewhere that CAC is still obligated to perform. Is that to say that if they don't build on it, we get it back?
I'll let the city attorney answer that one.
I will jump in. Yeah, that is the intent. They're asking for that to be waived as soon as they start moving forward with the project, which is typically what we do. So yes, it is covered in the agreement.
All right, thank you.
If not, I would take a motion on this resolution.
Mayor Voracek.
Councilmember Dumia.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2024-223.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Dumia, seconded by Councilmember Karen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one passes. Move on to Resolution 2024-224, approve deferred loan agreement with Minnesota Housing Finance Agency for the construction of workforce housing. Back over to Administrator Kinzer.
Yes, so related to the CAC project and the site, the purchase agreement that you just approved, we applied on their behalf for a deferred loan through Minnesota Housing, and we were awarded $487,000. And so this is the contract that we as the city need to sign with Minnesota Housing to make this active. The piece that is not before you tonight is the subsequent agreement that we would need between us and CAC, knowing that CAC would be performing on our behalf and that we would have the ability to claw back should something not happen. I think the risk there is very, very small. I can share that there was a $7,000 loan origination fee on this, and CAC has already sent Minnesota Housing the check. Scott Wapata shared that he's hoping they're breaking ground this spring, or spring of 2025. So they are definitely willing or planning to move forward with the project that's been presented of the 6 units to dedicated towards emergency.
Terrific. Questions on this? Seeing none, take a motion and a second to approve.
So moved.
Good motion by Councilmember Teal, second by Councilmember Ross. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? One passes. Move on to Resolution 2024-242, approve amendments to the developers agreement between Corey Lee Newby and the City of Faribault. Over to Director Wanberg.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. In October, the Faribault City Council approved Resolution 2024-211, which approved a developers agreement between Corey Newby and the city for commercial development and use of the former Divine Mercy site. That developers agreement states that the city will not issue a building permit for any construction associated with the project until the following has occurred to the satisfaction of the city. Number one, the agreement has been executed. The development agreement has been signed by the city and Corey Newby. Number two, the developers paid all required fees associated with the agreement. Number three, the developers fulfilled all other requirements in the agreement to the satisfaction of the city. Mr. Newby has stated that he will not sign the developers agreement nor pay the escrow until he knows the extent of the work for the building permit that's required for the building permit. I want the council to know the building division is reviewing the building permit as we speak and has been looking at the building permit plans. And Mr. Newby hopes to obtain a building permit as soon as possible. Nevertheless, he is trying to get open as soon as possible, and he is hoping he can get in and start doing some things as quickly as possible. So he is requesting that the developer agreement be amended to allow him to sign the development agreement after a building permit is issued, but before anyone from the public would go in, or, for example, before a temporary certificate of occupancy is issued for that. He's also requesting that the escrow not exceeding $5,000 be submitted at the time of the temporary certificate of occupancy rather than to help advance this project in a timely fashion. I'm recommending that this is not that big of a deal to be able to move that to a time of a temporary certificate of occupancy. Allow this to keep moving. I don't think it's that big of a deal either to sign the development agreement, pay the escrow, and move forward. But I do want to suggest that this is, we are trying to move this thing forward in a timely fashion, and I think this is a reasonable approach to that. The resolution that you have before you basically allows us to modify the language in the development agreement to allow for Corey Newby to keep continuing, get his building permit, and then before he applies to allow and open the building with the temporary certificate of occupancy, that he signs the development agreement, pays any required escrow at that. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions, but that's what you have before you.
Okay. Sounds like he's still working on it, but we've still got moving. Ross.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like a clarification to make sure I understand correctly. So he'll get a building permit so he can start on that process, but he will not be issued a temporary certificate of occupancy until he signs the developer's agreement.
That's correct.
All right, thank you.
And that just, it protects the city, it protects him, it clarifies all of the responsibilities, so it's in everyone's best interest.
Thank you.
I just think the city council should be commended for how much they are working to help this gentleman get his business up and running. Because in my 4 years, I haven't seen so much backbending by the city or the council to help somebody, and I think it's commendable. So we should be proud of ourselves.
Okay, any other comments? With that, I'll take a motion on the resolution.
Mayor Bracek,
Councilmember Ross.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution.
Go for it. You're already there. Councilmember Ross.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 2024-242.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Karen. All in favor of this resolution, say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, that one passes. Any more bids tonight? None? Boards, commission, reports, announcements, project updates. Anybody got anything? Nothing? Nothing? Next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, is Winterfest. Thursday night, the mayor will bring Santa Claus down to the Buckham West Library. Stories and here maybe again. I'm not sure if the reindeer are going to make it this year. Saturday is the Light Festival, and Friday is music downtown and the window decorating competition. Down there and do that. And then December 14th, we're planning for another coffee with the council. Details are not solidified yet, but should be very short. Any other comments? Seeing none, I would take a motion and a second to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Councilmember Dumbia, seconded by Councilmember Teal. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good night and good luck.